The ultra-wealthy aren't just building bank accounts, they're building systems. And there's a very specific blueprint they've been using for over a century that most people have never heard of. We're talking about the Rockefeller method. And no, it doesn't start where you think it does. Forget picking stocks or timing the market. The foundation of generational wealth isn't an investment, it's infrastructure. Before the Rockefellers ever thought about returns, they thought about architecture. The legal and financial architecture that would carry their name and their money across generations. At the core of that architecture sits something called a dynasty trust, and more specifically, an irrevocable trust, a structure so powerful that some families have used it to protect wealth for over 100 years without losing a dollar to unnecessary taxes or legal battles. Think of it less like a savings account and more like a vault built inside a mountain, except the mountain is the law itself. Now here's where it gets interesting, because most people hear the word irrevocable and immediately picture a trap, like signing something in blood that you can never take back. But that fear is exactly the misconception that keeps everyday wealth builders from accessing the same tools the ultra-wealthy have been quietly using in plain sight. The journey to a dynasty trust actually starts somewhere more accessible, and that's with a revocable trust. It's easier to set up, you maintain full control, and it does two incredibly important things right out of the gate. It keeps your assets out of probate court and ensures continuity if something unexpected happens to you. Probate court is basically the government's version of a waiting room, except your grieving family is the one waiting, sometimes for years, while lawyers and judges sort through your affairs publicly. A revocable trust sidesteps all of that, quietly and efficiently transferring what you've built to the people you love without a courtroom drama. But here's the thing, as your wealth grows, so do the threats to it. And a revocable trust, for all its convenience, offers very little protection from creditors, lawsuits, or estate taxes. That's the moment the truly strategic wealth builder starts looking at the irrevocable realm, where protection isn't just possible, it's structural. When you move assets into an irrevocable trust, you're essentially removing them from your taxable estate and shielding them behind a legal firewall that creditors and litigants generally cannot touch. Yes, you give up direct control, but what you gain is something far more valuable, which is the certainty that what you've built will survive you intact. The history books are filled with families who built enormous wealth in one generation only to watch it evaporate by the third, and researchers have actually studied this pattern so much that they coined the phrase shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. The Rockefellers didn't just get lucky beating that statistic, engineered their way around it. Here's the irony that almost nobody talks about. The tax code that most people think is designed to level the playing field is actually riddled with legal strategies that the wealthy use every single day to pass values, assets, and vision across generations with minimal interference. The tool exists, the access is the only thing that's been missing for most families. One of the most underrated features of these structures isn't even financial, it's philosophical. Because a well-designed dynasty trust doesn't just transfer money, it transfers the conditions under which that money is used. You can build in incentives, restrictions, and even educational requirements that essentially install your values into the architecture of the trust itself. The practical lesson here is to start where you are, not where you wish you were. And that means if a revocable trust is your next step, take that step today with discipline and without overthinking it. The wealth building journey isn't about one perfect decision. It's about building a process, staying consistent, and sizing your moves appropriately for where you actually are right now. Discipline, sizing, and consistency will always outperform conviction and timing. And the families who understand that are the ones still writing checks 100 years after the founder is gone. Lasting legacy, as the saying goes, doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. And design requires intention. You don't have to be a Rockefeller to think like one. And the moment you start treating your wealth as a system to be built rather than a number to be grown, everything changes. Whether your portfolio is 200,000 or 2 million, the infrastructure conversation is one worth having now, not later. If any of this resonated with you and you're ready to explore whether these strategies make sense for your specific situation, we'd love to help you take the next step, whether that's real estate investing, connecting you with the right contractors, or finding lenders who understand your vision. So check out our links in the description below.